Welcome to the Neon Noise Podcast, your home for learning ways to attract more traffic to your website, generate more leads, convert more leads into customers, and build stronger relationships with your customers. And now, your hosts, Justin Johnson and Ken Franzen.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Neon Noise Podcast, where we decode marketing and sales topics to help you attract more visitors, generate more leads, and close more customers. I am Justin, and with me is my co-host, Mr. Ken. Ken, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing awesome. Awesome. Can't complain. Let's talk a little bit about generating some additional leads for your business.
That's a good topic.
That's a good topic. Everybody is constantly asking, what exactly can I do to generate more leads? And I thought that maybe putting a list of some different lead magnets together might be beneficial to individuals to test out and try and see what works for them and see what doesn't work for them and all that good stuff.
Cool.
So, first things first, what the heck is a lead magnet? And our description of lead magnet is a lead magnet can be an offer or a resource that you provide on your website in exchange for your visitor to provide you with submitting their contact information. Lead magnets are basically conversion opportunities. We talk about this a lot. Make sure you have more conversion opportunities on your website. Lead magnets are conversion opportunities that convert your website visitor who you know nothing about into a lead that will allow you to continue to market and provide value after they have left your website. So, how do we get more leads? Every business owner that is listening right now should be paying a little bit extra attention because that's what they all want to know. How do I get more leads? So what we're going to do today is discuss 8 different ways to add conversion opportunities to your website. Again, these all are not going to apply to every business, but go ahead and try them out and see what applies best for you. What we typically see, most companies, most websites that we visit, people that contact us, how do I get more leads? What do I have to do? We go to their website, and majority of these individuals they've got bottom of funnel offers. They have ways for individuals to contact them if they're ready to purchase today, if they want to schedule a consult, stuff along those lines. But they really are missing out on top of funnel offers and middle of funnel offers for these individuals that are still, they don't know what they want yet. They're still doing research. They're still looking around, all that stuff. So what we want to do is give you guys some helpful tips and some different lead magnets that will allow you to start connecting with those buyers where they're at in their buying cycle. So let's dive in and start talking about lead magnets. Where do you want to start at?
Well, I think that before we jump in there, I think a point you just made, which we should touch on just a second, is you're right. Most of the offers on sites are the bottom of funnel offers. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to be talking about here are those top of funnel, middle of funnel offers. And I think the one thing we've said this before, and I think it's important just to point out again, the majority of your website traffic, they aren't ready for they're not ready for that bottom of funnel offer. They're 95% of the traffic come to your website is not ready to buy now. And so these offers, you say pay special attention. And I think that's pretty spot on. These offers that we want to talk about, these are going to be the opportunities to grab these site visitors earlier in the buyer's journey, earlier in that cycle.
Correct.
They're not ready to talk to you yet, but
right.
you can still talk to them in a more of a one-directional way. And so, let's check these out. I think back to your question you just touched on. I think that let's start off with the most obvious, the easiest route to go, and let's talk about an ebook or like a resource guide.
Yeah, definitely. Ebooks and resource guides are probably the easiest route to go to get started. And just create a resource guide, get an ebook, and make sure that it's in a PDF format that has helpful information that's related to a product or service that you have. And I can think of a handful of different ways that we use these ourselves. We've probably got a half a dozen to a dozen different ebooks on the Neon Goldfish website. And basically what it is it's resource guides that we have available. And it allows us to have more opportunities to convert these visitors into leads. One example that I can think of that we use quite a bit for some of the home improvement companies that we work with that have done really well, we've got a PDF guide that we put up on one of our kitchen and bath contractor websites. And it is I don't know, it's probably a 3 to 4 or 5 page guide. It's nothing extravagant.
Very short,
I know that,
yes.
right. When you hear, I think that the one thing that I just want to make sure that everybody understands, when you hear ebook, it's not this isn't a 50 page document or anything along those lines. This is a guide that can be, anywhere from typically 3 to 10 pages of information. What we use it for on this particular kitchen contractor's website is they have a planning guide on their site. It has helpful information for individuals that are looking to go in and plan for their kitchen renovation. So, it has information on, timelines and measurements and next steps and all that good stuff. Okay. So this is somebody that is going to come to your website and, they're still doing research. They haven't started planning their kitchen yet. This is probably a middle funnel offer, wouldn't you say, Cam?
Yeah, I think that this is someone that's kind of moving towards the selection process, and they're kind of figuring things out a little bit. It could potentially be a top of funnel offer, though, still in that trying to figure things out. But I'm so glad that you brought up the ebook and that it doesn't have to be this gigantic document, because that's the thing that I think so many business owners get intimidated by. It's okay, I have to create a book. I'm not a writer.
I'm not writing a book.
I'm not a storyteller. And so, yes, these are called quote unquote ebooks. Let's call them resource guides. Let's call them white papers. White papers have this stigma about them as well, that they have to be scientific and technical, I think, sometimes. In really what we're looking at is, let's just call them helpful PDFs. I think that's an easier route to go. But in the industry terms, you're going to be seeing referenced as ebooks and things along those lines.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's they can only be a couple page documents. They just have to be helpful.
It doesn't have to be ridiculous. It has to provide value. Exactly. And once your visitor comes and they see this and, hey, they can relate to it. I need this information. So I am going to give you whatever it is that you're requesting, which is usually just a simple email address, maybe your first name, last name. I probably wouldn't even include a phone number at this point. I just want to get them into my marketing funnel so I can continue to talk to them throughout their buying cycle. When we enabled this on the particular contractor's site, I think that they were getting anywhere from 75 to 100 average downloads on a monthly basis after that was enabled, which, I don't know how many folks are normally filling out a contact form or a request form on sites, but I can guarantee it's probably not to that scale on a monthly basis. So it's a very effective way to get additional leads into your marketing funnel.
No, and I completely agree. I think that one of the easiest routes to go, and in this example, it was just really taking some of those general questions when someone gets ready to plan their kitchen remodel. What do they need to do first? Yep. And if you think about your business, a super simple ebook would simply be, all right, what are the first steps that someone needs to take in order to begin working with you?
Right.
In our instance, let's say it's building a website. And we're going to get that project going and get that together. Well, what does someone need to have ready to go in order to build a website. And so we start talking, and we could include some different things like, well, we're going to want to have, an overall purpose of the site, and we're going to want to have, some of the main components that we're going to need. We're going to need some images. We're going to need, do you have a logo? So what's the color scheme? What is the target market that you're going after? And then we're going to have to develop the content around that. And so we would create an ebook that would have this website planning guide and what you would need to do in order to, the measurements you need to take, quote unquote, in the steps, what's the first step, next step. And that's oftentimes enough for someone to be super satisfied and saying, hey, I know what I want the end result to be, but I don't know what the first one or two steps should be. I kind of can clearly see, that I want a new kitchen, and I know that I can see the countertops and that, maybe the colors. I can envision the end result, but I don't know how to take the first step. What is that first step I should take? And so, no, ebooks, resources, perfect example. That's a great first offer.
Perfect. I love it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about number 2. I think that this has a lot of similarities to the resource guide, but creating some type of email tips and ideas that your individuals, your visitors can subscribe to, and then the way that you can do this is very similar to the resource guide. You can actually use your resource guide as your template for this and just chop it up into, let's say that, we do this email tips and ideas course and we segment it out over maybe 8 weeks. So we've got 8 different tips that we are going to send out on, possibly planning your kitchen. Maybe there's 8 steps to that guide, and send out an email each week on the different steps of, what's step 1, and then going on to your countertops and so on, so that you've got this segmented email that's going out, automated email that's going out over the span of 2 months. And it's just another effective way to, build trust and brand recognition for your company, for people that they don't know you yet. So you still need to get in front of them with some helpful, valuable information.
Yeah, no, email tips are great. It's like you said, take that content that you have maybe from your ebook, or you might have that same idea and say, do I want to make an ebook out of this, or do I want to make
an email tips, like a boot camp, or 5, here's the top 10 things that you need to do to get ready for your Myrtle Beach vacation. And then, think about, day 1, 10 days, like you take it right through the days and be like, day 1 is, start thinking about what the kids are going to do, the activities they're going to be experiencing, and making sure that they have the proper. So if you're going to go to the beach, don't go to the beach without beach toys, because that's not good.
Right. I mean, could you imagine?
If you have 3 kids.
Yeah, you live in Florida. You have 3 kids. You go to the beach.
Go to the beach without beach toys. You are nuts.
Right. It's kind of, there's only so many seashells, I guess, you can find. So proper planning, but to go, day 1, all right, figure out those activities. Cool. This is helpful. Day 2, it's going to roll around. By day 3 or 4, so long as the content that you're providing is valuable, there's gonna be an anticipation built for that next day, almost to the point where
they want that. Yeah.
All right, jerks, give me the rest of the emails. I don't want to wait the rest of the days. And so, but you're providing value, you're building this credibility, and that's the point of this. And at the end of this email sequence, there's likely going to be some type of ask, what could that be? It's like, all right, great. Well, while you're in Myrtle Beach, come to my restaurant, Bob's Crab Shack, and, receive 15% off, and be like, Bob just hooked me up with planning my vacation.
And he's giving me a discount on some crabs.
Right.
I like Bob.
Exactly. So that's one way that could really work out well. But,
Bob rocks.
Bob's Crab rocks, right? All right.
How about creating some video tips? Majority of folks, they will probably watch a video before they're going to dive in and read a PDF or go through your website, and I think that we've talked about this quite a bit, how using video moving forward can be extremely helpful and beneficial for your business. But kind of the same concept, take that, take some video tips, and the same thing with these, the last two examples that we gave you, where you can have a resource guide, or use that as your template and go back through and go, okay, so I've got a handful of videos that I could create, and I could send these videos out via email in an automated sequence. And I think that one of the examples that I'm thinking of is another home improvement company having a five factors that affect pricing on a basement or bathroom remodeling project, right? We would create 5 different videos on each of those different factors, have an email sequence set up for that to deliver those messages over the course of 5 weeks. And it's just another way to get your material out in front of these individuals.
Yeah, it's, again, taking that same bit of content and provide it in a different format. And so one of the things that I think is important to note or touch on here is the delivery, because video, so a lot of people are going to prefer to watch video over a reading a PDF or anything else. Yeah. But there are some people out there that'll argue, well, I can't scan a video. I can't look and see the content, or sometimes I'm at a place where I really can't experience the audio that I want. So it's why I think videos, especially on Facebook, that play where the text is overlaying the video itself, so you can read it as understand the video. You can visually watch the video and read what's going on without turning the audio up. Perhaps you're in a cubicle at your work and you don't want the entire office to know what you're doing, or your boss knows what you're doing.
Don't take any ideas in the end. Goldfish people.
That's right. Or the flip side is some people just like to scan. They want to know instantly if the nugget of information is within the piece of content. And so some people prefer. Saying that, though, videos kick ass, and I would say that most people are going to prefer to watch a video if they could. And so absolutely serve up a video, shoot the video, take the video, and put those in an email sequence, get those out there, get those available. It's just another way. But I think what it really boils down to is just knowing your buyer persona, that in what they prefer. So
right.
Once you understand and test some of these different things out, you made mention earlier in the conversation, but figure out what works, what doesn't. If your emails tips boot camp is flopping or works, let's say it's doing fantastic. And then you try to serve it up something, in a different way, and it doesn't do as well, go back to that. Your audience likes that. You want to see if it's getting opened, if it's getting watched, and then ultimately if it's going to turn into customers, because that's what we really care about.
Well, that's just it. I mean, each one of these different tips here, these are the last 3 tips. They're all very similar. And, it's just a matter of what converts the best.
Exactly.
Maybe everybody's, gravitating towards the videos, then that's awesome, and like I said, not all of these are going to apply to everybody, and you just have to figure out what works best for you.
Exactly. All right, what do we have next on your list of offers?
On my list, I have create a calendar download related to a product or service. We work with quite a few landscape contractors. And, this doesn't have to be applied just to landscape companies, but create some type of a downloadable calendar with all the important dates for your clients throughout the entire year. So you're going to have people that are going to come in there and download this, and, some stuff that you can include. Just think about, when do I fertilize my grass, or when's the proper time to aerate my lawn? When do I winterize my irrigation system? All of these, similar type of items, these are important dates for people, because they don't have a clue about I don't know when to fertilize my lawn. I mean, I would if I had a cool calendar. And, typically you are, These are items that people are contacting you about. Why not provide them with a really cool calendar that they can download and get all this information? And then, this doesn't have to be somebody that is a current client of yours. You're going to have people that are going to come to your website. Maybe you're doing blog posts on your website for when to fertilize your grass. Okay. This would be a perfect place to put a nice little call to action for download your yearly calendar. And, you've got that. They got to your website by typing in, when do I fertilize my grass? They're not a contact of yours yet. However, they're reading all your information, they're processing that, and everything looks good. And then they got this really cool call to action about downloading this calendar. Well, now they download that calendar, you get them into your marketing funnel, and hopefully you are fertilizing their grass the next time that they need it.
This is a fantastic offer idea without a doubt, because if you think about, we'll stick with the landscaping idea. We always forget about that until it's right on top of us.
Right.
And think about it's up here in Northwest Ohio, we're getting the stretches of warm weather, but we just got snow. So there's all the seasonal businesses right now are on edge figuring out, okay, great. Once, we have lots of campaigns ready to go, because as soon as it starts turning warm, everyone gets spring fever, and there's a mad rush to get your landscaping services. We have a guy that sells lawn equipment. He's looking at getting his lawn equipment, a large campaign pushed out for that. Everyone will have all this at once ready to go, and you'll be part of a mad rush. You're going to be one of many trying to get on a calendar, get on a schedule. But if you knew about this, and so this is we kind of know that here. All right, the grass is going to be growing soon and things along those lines. If I had a calendar and said in the middle of March, hey, call your landscape contractor that does your yearly and coordinate with them now dates of when you can get on their schedule way before the rush starts. And that's going to solve I would never think about it. It's going to be one of those, hey, it's warm. Oh crap. I need to get my, fertilizer down. The dandelions are going to start popping up here any second. And
you could take this even further. And, something I just thought of is just if, you set this up to trigger maybe automated messages to go out. So after you've got this person that comes in and they download this calendar, right? You plug them into your system, and then you set up a sequence of messages to go out to them to give them reminders for that as well. So it's not just their calendar now. Now you've got the ability to actually send them a reminder and let them know to contact so-and-so for their fertilization.
Sure. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
There's lots of different ways you can slice and dice this. You could make it, the standard downloadable calendar file, the ICS file that you would upload into your Google or Outlook calendar, and those would be fixed calendar dates, or you could have them loaded into a list where you are kind of the puppeteer, and you can decide like, I'm looking at the weather forecast and it's going to be 70 next Wednesday, so I can really kind of play off that warm weather and the emotion that's going to come with, especially for us up here in the northern part of the country, where
it's cold everywhere right now. It's not just up
cold
there
in Florida, my friend.
It was all right. Hold on a minute. It was 35 degrees this morning. I know that sounds ridiculous because it's probably 10 there, but 35 degrees in Florida is mass chaos.
That's cold. That's cold. Yeah, that's shutting down the state right now.
Hey.
That's crazy. Yeah. Good luck with you guys. I hope you guys make it through the 35 degrees today.
All right. I know that sounds ridiculous.
No, that's all good stuff. So no, I think the calendar offer the idea that playing off the timeliness of some pointed calendar dates is huge. I mean, I think we could build a contraption where maybe you could load up important dates throughout the year. So for instance, when my anniversary is coming up, that 10 days beforehand, it's like, hey dummy, your anniversary is around the corner. Yes. Start thinking about a fantastic gift for your wife.
Good idea.
She does awesome
I like
stuff.
that.
And then, it's this past Valentine's Day, I actually was proactive, and I thought about it beforehand and had all kinds of time to order a gift for my wife, because I'm not going to the store, right? So I ordered a gift online for my wife to shows up to the office that I had ready for her on Valentine's Day. And we never buy each other Valentine's gifts, so she was a little pissed off that I bought one for her and she didn't,
She didn't have anything.
Right. She's kind of like, you're an a-hole. And I'm like, that's okay. That's why I did it. So a reminder, not to get off the topic too much.
You feel bad.
Right. The calendar thing, fantastic idea. And I think there's some real value, because you're building that credibility. You're the one reminding them when they should be doing things. And who better to provide that service than the person that's reminding you?
Yep. Cool. Calendars rock. Figured out, right? All right. Next on the list is one for free consultation offer. I think that this is interesting to me. As I mentioned before, this is more of a bottom of funnel offer. However, a lot of people do not put this on their website for whatever reason. They just leave it off. And, you'd be surprised how many people, yes, again, probably only 1 to 3% of the people that are coming to your website are ready to buy today. However, this isn't something that we don't want to leave off. And I would just suggest that you put it in a spot where people are absolutely going to be able to see it. Make sure that you have something in your header that stays in your header, and that you have something, if individuals are on different pages of your website, make it accessible, make it so that they can see it, so that if they are viewing something that, hey, I want additional information, I want to talk to this person about this service, that you have the ability to let them communicate with you relatively easily through whatever that conversion opportunity for that consultation is.
Yeah, the free consultation offer is, as you mentioned, it's closer to the bottom of the funnel, but you make a great point. If you just have a contact us or a buy now, you're really not providing that helpful hand. It's kind of like holding your hand out and saying, you're probably pretty close to making your decision, and here's an opportunity for us. We're gonna say, come on in. We're no obligation. Yes, you're gonna have some. We're gonna try to sell you on some stuff eventually, but let us try to help you figure out where it is you want to go. What are your challenges? What are your problems? And what solutions can be provided, and we're going to have ours to help scratch that itch.
Yeah.
So, great bottom of funnel option. And like you said, make it prominent, easy to find, easy to see.
All right. So how about coupon offers? Having some type of a download for coupon offers. This works great for restaurants. I can think of, just pizza companies, anybody along these lines that, where you can offer up some type of a discount, some type of a percentage off, and, display that coupon on your site, possibly set up some type of an email campaign that would be tied to that. Maybe you've got an offer that you put up on Thursdays, or maybe Tuesdays is a day at the restaurant where, you would like to see more business, and have that set up to trigger automated messages out on every Tuesday with that different coupon offer. Very effective for restaurants, and I've seen a handful of people use this just to, like I said, if they're having difficulty with specific days of the week, they send out these coupons, and all of a sudden they're getting traffic through their door.
Yeah, coupons definitely great for filling in those down days. I know several restaurant owners where, the weekends are always jam-packed. They don't have to dangle a carrot at all to get the seats filled in the restaurant those days, but that Monday, Tuesday is a more of a challenge. And so look at the coupon offers where you offer maybe a special discount and those particular dates. But another thing that could be used for coupons, is and these are probably more prominent for the B2C businesses than the B2B. So if you think about maybe a retail site where you're selling, let's just say you're selling boots, work boots on online, and I'm a first time visitor coming to the site, I could offer up maybe a 10% off my first purchase when I join the rewards club.
Yep.
And by joining the rewards club, I get my coupon delivered to me via email, and that's good to be used within the first 14 days from the receipt date to redeem. And so what that does is it gives me an incentive to provide my email address, become part of that audience, and then now I have a timed offer where I'm really trying to push. Okay, great, Ken. You have this. You have to use this. This isn't like an infinity coupon where you can use it whenever you want, pass on to your grandchildren. No, you must use this within 14 days. And here you go.
There you go, Jimmy.
My deathbed. You get 10% off Bob's
a long time. Go get it.
You wanted the lake house, but you get this coupon. Yeah, my grandkids are screwed. So, but no, the coupon offer, can be used in a couple different ways, but it ultimately not only it can be used as a way to fill that restaurant seat on a Tuesday night, or get someone to buy something, but get them to opt in and become part of your listening audience so that you can continue to market to them. And that's an ongoing. With a boot, selling boots online or selling pizzas, you have a more frequent purchase cycle than if you're selling RVs or roofs.
Sure.
So your opportunity to sell pizza. I mean, I've had in college, I think I had 5 out of 7 days of the week I'd eat pizza. I can't do that anymore because of what that did to my body in college. But however, that sometimes happens. No, I'm kidding. But if I'm buying a roof or less frequent purchase, I'm not going to be interested in receiving those offers. If you're doing home improvements, you can even offer a discount on, say, free labor, 15% off, or $200 off your
windows,
shingles or
whatever,
anything like that. Yeah, that can be done. But the ability to really capitalize on the collection of the email, and it comes into this B2C where your purchase cycle is more frequent.
All right. So next on my list, I've got offer free trials. Everybody likes to test stuff out before they buy, right? At least we typically we test out quite a bit of software. Almost all of those different software companies have a trial period or something along those lines. It allows us to easily get in and test things out. I will give my email address up in order to test out some software for 2 weeks that I don't have to pay for. And I think it's very effective. It allows you to get individuals into your marketing funnel. It allows you to continue to market to them. Even if they, for whatever reason, didn't decide to purchase that. But, and this doesn't apply to everybody. Obviously, every business isn't going to have some type of a trial that they can run. However, if you do have something that you can offer that you can give them for, hey, you can test this out for 7 days. And if you like it, then awesome. You can make the purchase. But it's an effective way to get people into your marketing funnel that they're more on the, this is somebody that's closer to a bottom of funnel individual, because obviously they want to test out your product. So,
yes, software is a real easy one here for trials or demos. And we want to, and especially some of the software that's out there that you can buy can cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And you don't want to make a decision on something when you really don't know how it will work or how it'll feel or integrate into your business. And so giving it a shot, giving it a free trial, offering that up is a fantastic idea. Where I think of more of a non-software type example could be, because we often want to see what that might look like, what it might feel like before we commit to. So it's kind of like test driving a car. Most people would never purchase a vehicle, although I just recently did this, without ever driving it. And I know that, the online buying the buying cars online is becoming bigger and bigger, and this is becoming more of an accepted practice. But think about, let's go back to the kitchen
Okay.
remodeling example.
Mhm.
If you were building a new kitchen and you found an interested customer who has lots of buying signals and things along those lines that you wanted to offer up. Let's say that you running them through a funnel. And this kind of applies to someone that's already in your process, but you wanted to say, hey, come on in for we'll do a free 3D rendering of your project. Or
Yeah, that's
you
awesome.
might have a design, because a design consultant that would say, hey, even if they're not even part of your funnel yet, maybe this is the entry point, where their entry point is the bottom of funnel. You say, free design consulting, and you can go in and sit down with a consultant, and if they find that, and through their questioning, you can phrase this however you want, because I can just see a lot of kitchen remodeling contractors going, yeah, I'm not doing free design for everyone that wants one. No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, but
you can figure out,
qualify that individual before you're going to get them to come in and sit down. But
Right.
I'm with you. I mean, that's an extremely effective way to get somebody in the door.
absolutely. So give them the ability to, because I mean, you think about all the things in life that we get to try. I mean, if I get to hit a golf club before I buy it, oftentimes, or you go to some of these restaurants with the Cold Stone ice cream, where you're like, I want to try. My wife goes crazy for that. I was like, I want to try that one. I want to try that one. I want to try that one. I was like, you have to be full by now. We don't have to buy things. We can just leave. But you can try so much.
Just go over there and sample those 10 and we're good.
And we're good. We're out of here. Kids, take the little tiny spoons with you. We'll use them home to play with. No.
Everybody full?
Everyone's full.
Excellent.
Great. Cool. Well,
Those were amazing.
We're going to go to Costco for dinner now.
Hit it up on a Sunday, Saturday or Sunday.
That's
It's just
right.
amazing samples.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just keep going and make your circles.
Kids, it's time for lunch.
Bring a hat
Come on.
with you so you can make 2 rounds and look like someone else. So, but no, free trials and demos, they're spectacular.
Awesome. All right. Next, I have number 8 is create an online calculator or survey, which we do that. We've got a website traffic calculator that allows visitors to come in and plug in some data about their business and then see the value of a lead, see the value of what a lead is to their business. Now, calculators, surveys, all this, you can apply this to so many different businesses, so many different ways. We've got home improvement companies that you have the ability to go in and plug in some data about a project, and it gives you an estimate for, what the construction of the project is going to look like. You could have this set up for a school where it walks the potential student through a series of questions, and then it provides them with an answer for, this is the program that you should be associated with. So creating an online survey calculator, anything along these lines, is a effective tool to use for this is more of a top of funnel offer than anything. But it will allow you to, get that person plugged into your marketing funnel and allow you to continue to market to them throughout their process.
Yes, this is a level of interactivity too that I think a lot of websites lack, where it's all one-sided and it's, you can read, watch a video.
Yep.
And, the calculator is a great fun tool that they can play around with and get some different results. The survey, where they can kind of go through, or maybe it's called a quiz, where they can go through and say, all right, I know that I want to further the education example. I want to further my education, but I'm not quite sure. I like the medical field, so I think I might be interested in being some sort of nurse, but I'm not quite sure which program's best. Do I want to go for the RN or the LPN, or what would fit, my scenario best? And you could read document after document after document and everything else, or maybe, go and have this well-crafted survey or quiz where it's maybe a 15-step questionnaire, and based on the answers they provide, it'll give the result of your best fitted, or based on your preferences or your behaviors or what or your personal situation, you would be best for this type of program. And here's the benefits it's going to provide. And by the way, here's how you get started.
Right. And you didn't have to talk to an admissions rep in order to get that information.
Exactly.
Which is huge.
And that means a lot to people because they can do the research without being sold, without being pitched, without they feel like they're getting valuable information. And they know they're serving up an email address or some information in order to gain access to the use of this tool. But they know at the end of the day, it's much better than it probably at that point in their cycle that
it's just early on. They're very early on in their cycle. So, yes, are you going to begin to get additional information from these folks? Sure. But, it at least allows you to gather all the necessary information that you need in order to make a decision on whether or not, okay, I want to continue talking to these folks or I don't.
Right.
And you didn't have to talk to them in the first place. However, you've got all that information to make that decision to move forward or not.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, guys, that's a wrap for today. There are many different ways to start getting additional leads for your business. Please go out and try some of the different strategies that we talked about today. Hopefully that will help your business. Have a great day, and we will talk to you guys again next week.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Neon Noise Podcast. Did you enjoy the podcast? If so, please subscribe, share with a friend, or write a review. We want to cover the topics you want to hear. If you have an idea for a topic you'd like Justin and Ken to cover, connect with us on Twitter at Neon Goldfish or through our website at neongoldfish.com.